Afternoon, everyone, and welcome to round 6, I believe, of the Gridiron in Queensland League. The game today is versus the Brisbane Rhinos and the Moreton Bay Raptors. Kick-off by Eddie Kokwa, retrieved by Benjamin Langton, and he's brought down at about the 20.
Good tackle there by Matty Neal. One of the veterans of the Rhinos, been playing a very, very long time. Still an excellent player.
Good to have everyone here tuning in. My name is Sean Hunter, and I'm joined here by Phil Levis, Rhino stalwart. How are you, Phil?
Yeah, not too bad, mate, not too bad.
Bit warm today,
Yeah.
and they've stuck us underneath the barbecue.
Yeah, that's going to be rough. I think last until half time.
I'll send you down later on, mate. Raptors have run the ball, tackle broken, and looks to be stopped without a gain.
Initial hit there by James Collishaw, turned him back inside, and Kaneki Gosson finished it off.
The run for the Raptors was by T. Soon Chun. So, speaking to John earlier in the week, he noted that he really wants to establish a running game against the Raptors today. He's been very successful in the air and wants to move more towards getting his running game ready for the rest of the season.
It has been the major deficiency in their game so far. Not that there's been much deficiency. They're scoring well above 50 points a game every game. I think they got held to just below 50 last week for the first time, and were unlucky to do so.
Looks like the referees are checking out the knee pads, and there was a bit of conjecture in the off-season with people online talking about this rule and how it was going to be adjudicated. So
yeah, Sebastian Gordon coming out of the game to get his knees properly covered. He is a very tall man, so getting pants long enough to get those knees covered can be an issue. Sam Johnson for it.
Run there by the Raptors, probably a gain of about 1 or 2. It's going to be third down and about.
No, I believe Sam Johnson was in on that tackle and forced the ball free. So well done him. I didn't catch who made the recovery.
So it'll be Rhinos ball on about the 18. First and 10.
Off to a very good start for the Rhinos.
The problem I found when I was trying to get a gauge on the Rhinos was that there's plenty of highlights of their offense, but just not much of the defense. You don't really get to see much of their defense. They're kind of on and off the field, which is a good sign of a defense.
Definitely what you want from a defense.
Yeah.
Yes.
Pump action. That's been caught, and we have a touchdown. Rhinos get on the board nice and early. That's 6-0 to the Rhinos at home here at Mitchelton.
Chiam James there on the reception looked like a short post and just broke the tackle and into the end zone.
I was trying to get some information about how many touchdowns both Jarvis McClam and Chiam James have scored this season so far. I was unable to find it, but I think they'd be getting close to record numbers.
I don't have that many fingers, so yeah.
2 points are good for the Rhinos, so that makes it 8-0. And also, Phil, it's probably been brought up on other streams, but I want to say congratulations to Coach Booker on his appointment as the Junior Sun Devils Gridiron coach. And talking to him was a really good experience during the week. He's got some good philosophies on what he wants to do by growing the junior game and growing the junior game not just at the Rhinos but at a state level.
Yeah, that's an amazing appointment. He's been a fantastic for the club, and we're hoping to extend that out to the rest of the league, definitely. Very, very juniors focused as well. He does coach the men's seniors, but has a involvement with at all levels of the club.
Yeah,
and
that's what he So we're going to have a kickoff here by Eddie Kokwa, who, every game I've watched, he just booms these straight down the field. So Raptors returners better be on their game.
He did play a few years at college level as well, so is a very accomplished kicker.
It's gone a bit short.
Yeah, he does
Grabbed
have a
by
little
number
bit.
28 for the Raptors, David Malcolm. Fumble and recovered by the Raptors, it looks like.
So recovered by
Number
10.
10,
Yes.
the returner, Benjamin Langton. So good heads up play. Raptors will have the ball on about their 40, maybe 35.
As always the way, whenever whenever you say Eddie's going to boot it downfield, he does the tricky short one. He does like a little bit of trickery in his game, and sometimes doesn't even tell the guys on his own side what he's going to do.
I believe they call that the commentator's curse.
Yes. Right, let's see if the Raptors can get something going on offense here.
Raptors under center. Pitched out to their left. Cuts back. Looks to be stopped for a gain of about probably 4. Run by number 27, Tisu Chun.
Good legs tackle by Gosson there.
Nice strong yards by the Raptors as well. And for me, speaking to Coach Vinny during the week, his first year as a head coach. Unfortunately, though, 3 of his starting receivers are injured for this game. So, going to be a tough to establish an air game when you're missing 3 of your receivers.
Yeah, their numbers aren't looking fantastic, but they're out there. They're participating, and got a false start. Oh no, yep, I believe that was a false start.
Yep.
On the right end or right tight end.
Plenty of noise on this Rhinos bench, which is a bit of a hallmark of Rhinos teams. From my experience anyway, they're always loud, always physical, and always willing. So looks like the Raptors go back 5 yards, be about 1st and 11.
Or 2nd and 11.
2nd and 11, sorry.
That's right.
As I was saying, talking to Vinny as well, so he unfortunately lost a receiver to a dislocated shoulder last week, I believe, and 2 of his other receivers to ankle injuries. So
they just narrowly lost to the Vultures last week, and obviously be looking to rebuild into the second half of the season.
Under center again. QB's rolling out. Looks like he's going to tuck it and run and get just about to the down marker. So probably looking at 3rd and 9 now. Phil, you think they're going to...
Unfortunately, there is a flag on the field in the vicinity of holding. We'll see whether the Rhinos accept this one. Peter Solich, the referee, is talking to the defense.
Looks like they're going to be marched back. So, and it is a holding call.
No, they've been declined. They'll take the 3rd and long.
Well, with a defense like this, you're going to be pretty confident that you can hold that 9 yards, I think.
Yeah, they're more than willing to back themselves. And I think they will be particularly aggressive, definitely at the start of today as well.
Some of the guys I was told to watch out for, and forgive me if this is incorrect, but cornerback Rahiro Rodriguez de Costafilo. So if he takes a pick, that's going to be an interesting one for me to try and get out in quick succession, but I'll do my very best.
Yep. That's. I think we might have to come up with a nickname for that.
Raptors are running this ball, Phil, and he's going to be pulled down. It'll be 4th and about 9. I can't see any flags this time because I've missed about the last 3.
No, it looks like he just got back to the line of scrimmage on a stretch off the right end.
QB's coming out. Looks like they're going to punt this downfield. Try and put the Rhinos back as far as they possibly can.
We'll see whether they allow Mr. Justin McClam a return here.
Looks like they've got Devontre Parnell
yes.
in the backfield there. And he's going to take that on about the 15. Oh, what a block by number 5 for the Rhinos. Johnny Nico absolutely destroyed him. I hope he's okay. He's a bit slow to get up, and it was a massive hit. Looks like we've got a couple of injuries down for the Raptors, unfortunately. Once we get a number, we'll take a look and see exactly who
Number 9.
Let's have a look at the replay of this one, Phil, because this block is quite... He got blindsided there, but nice and clean block. That's why you got to have your head on a swivel, and you're taught that very early.
Be very careful when you're turning.
We're seeing some movement from number 72 from the Raptors. That is Terry Saunders. So we're all hoping Terry Saunders is okay. The first aid official is doing some checks.
I think he just got blocked at the end of that play there.
Let's take a look at the replay again. Just want to see how the injury occurred, but he's up and walking.
That's a good sign.
While we're waiting, might not catch number 72, but all in all, we're going to see number 9 get this hit again, and that was textbook, absolutely textbook. But credit to him, he got up nice and early and got on his way. So we've got the offense out for the Rhinos, and Christian Strong, the QB from Seton Hill University, who, and again, I hope I'm saying that correctly, but geez, he's been giving us some replays too, Phil.
Yeah, very impressive start to the season. Oh, good play.
I did not, it's a good fake when you're fooling everyone. So number 44 gets hit in the backfield for a loss of about 8 to 10 yards, I believe.
Yeah, that
probably
was
closer to 5 when the ball went dead. So
they're going quickly here. They faked the jet sweep and then went to the running back, but there was a D tackle standing right in the hole.
Christian Song dropped back, lets it fly. He's got an open receiver. He catches it, and he is away. That is number 82, Thomas Hansen. So Rhinos again, quick to get back onto the scoreboard after coming on the field. So what do you think of that, Phil?
That was quite impressive. Tom is a very talented young man, up from our juniors in the last couple of seasons, and now full-time in the seniors game.
Rhinos are going to go for a quick PAT, going for the 2 points by the looks of things. So they're not here to play around, Phil.
No, they might be wanting to...
Pump fake, and what a catch, number 12, Hoki Taniwa. So I was told by Coach Booker I could say Hoke, because unfortunately Coach Booker couldn't tell me the correct pronunciation. So hopefully at halftime we'll be able to get it around that tongue twister, but for the meantime, we'll just go with Hoke.
We might have to ask the man himself.
Yes.
Yeah.
When you go down to get some of that food, Phil, can you go and ask him for me?
I'll see if I can.
So it'll be another Rhinos kickoff. Number 27 and number 10 in the backfield. Talking to Coach Booker as well, he did highlight some of the guys that we will see on the defense, and we only got through Rahiro. So Johnny Nico, who was the guy who made that big block. You've got Sam Matayutai, the D end, Sebastian Gorton, and Kyron Tanuvasa. Now I believe Kyron is from a rugby background, and about 4 games in and having a really good season. So
well, yeah, their defense has been quite impressive so far. Not quite as impressive with their offense, but their offense has been outstanding.
Ball's kicked down to number 10 again, which is Benjamin Langton, and he's brought down at about the 30-yard mark. But there's a flag on the field. Let's see what we've got here.
I'll go out on a limb and say that might be on the coverage team.
Probably blocking the back.
Oh, no, on the
Blocking the back by number 28 for the Raptors.
Gambled and lost there.
David Malcolm, so, yep. they'll march downfield, and just got a little bit tougher for them. So they did have a couple of good runs in that last drive, so I think we'll be seeing a little bit more of that. Just a bit of discipline let them down, so if they can keep that in order and march downfield, they might have a little bit more success.
Yeah, they do have an impressive offensive line as far as size goes. It's just getting their execution down.
And I think, as I mentioned earlier, the Rhinos were looking to potentially establish a running game against the Raptors, but that hasn't occurred. Two passing touchdowns.
One run that got blown up by a very impressive tackle by the D tackle in the middle.
Quick pass to the slot receiver for a gain of about 3, and nice easy play to get the drive started. Bit of confidence doesn't hurt anyone.
Yeah, number 28, David Malcolm. So 2nd and 5.
And talking to Coach Booker, we did have a lengthy conversation, which was quite good. He's a really good fella. We might see some game time from Riley Dix, the 2nd string QB for the Colts, and also 2nd string QB for the seniors. Run middle from the Raptors, gain of about 2, and it looks like it'll be about 3rd and 2.
3rd and 2, 3rd and 3, somewhere in that vicinity. Good blocking by the O-line there. Opened up quite a nice little hole. There's
some big guys there, and you know, going through this team list for the Raptors, there's only a couple of them that I know, and they're both offensive linemen. So I think Tyrone Jones, 99, is a guy that I know, and Benjamin Townrow, 72, both ex-Bears players from way back when I used to play. Receiver in motion, flag blown.
It's going to be delay of game. That's not what you want when you're on a 3rd and short.
And as we mentioned, the discipline letting him down again in this drive, unfortunately. 5 yards back, and now they'll be, instead of 3rd and 2, they'll be looking at about 3rd and 7. Score is 16-0. 2 touchdowns by the Rhinos and 2 successful PAT conversions.
Sticking with the run there.
Run stopped as well. So now it'll be 4th down, and the punter, number 10, Benjamin Langton, has made his way onto the field. And we have Devontre Parnell looking like he's going to drop back to return this one again. I think number 9 will be keeping his eye out for Johnny Nico from the Rhinos this time. We saw that replay on a couple of occasions, and he was definitely lit up. Punt's been touched, and it'll go out at about the 38-yard line.
Yeah, Rhinos were just a little bit disorganised there. I think they might have lost track of.
Oh, flag on the field, and a hat. Not sure what's occurred there. We're going to see the replay.
I believe it's going to be unsportsmanlike on both sides. So
when you see the hats come off, it generally is the unsportsmanlike conduct. I think it might have been on number 70 from the Raptors, which was Daniel Bernardin. So let's see if we can have another look at that one. 16-0 here at Mitchelton. Rhinos against the Raptors. So we can see the unorganisation here, unfortunately, by the Rhinos. So had the kick not been touched, he might not have gotten back. Looking for a bit of a block in the back and a shove there between one of the Rhinos players and number 70. So that's not what we want to see.
No. But offsetting penalties, I believe, and that'll end up being not much of anything.
Christian Strong drops back. He's about to set this one long to Jarvis McClam, and he picks this up, and he will stroll in for a touchdown. Another one for Jarvis McClam. Just perfect pass. He had the Raptors were there on the coverage, but just didn't get their hands up, unfortunately.
No, they were moving back there, but hadn't got their heads around to it, and Jarvis was able just to wait under it, get a good jump on it, and the rest is all she wrote.
Just plucks that one out of the air. So score now, 22-0. Raptors have requested a medic over to the other side of the field, so let's hope everyone over there is okay.
Yeah.
Rhinos looking like they're going to go for the 2 points again to make this one 24-0.
Obviously, that's something they've highlighted. They want to practice their 2-point conversions.
Well, they also told me they were going to practice their run game, and they haven't done much of that either. So
Well, it's a little bit hard when Christian is 3 for 3 so far.
And it's to Jarvis again, and he's taken that for a 2-point conversion. Fantastic. So
Actually, technically, that might be 6 for 6 because he's converted all 3.
he certainly has
All
too.
3 passes for touchdowns and all 3 2-point conversions were passes as well.
It must be hard for a coach though when you've got a weapon like that on your team, not to just let it fly as much as possible. So playing with a guy like I played with Jared Stegman, who's probably the only QB I think that comes even close to this guy, and me and you had a chat beforehand, and it's hard to choose which one you'd prefer, but you know, Christian's got the troops around him to really dominate.
Yeah, and that's what's so impressive about the Rhinos this year. It's not just one player, there's weapons all over the park on both sides of the field.
Let's see what Eddie Cockler decides to do with this kick.
Whether he'll go short to the second line again or whether he'll boom it.
What do you think, Phil? I'm gonna say long.
Oh, knowing him, there is a little bit of a gap just off to his left there on the front. He might go one side. He does like chasing after it himself a little bit.
Put a can of Coke on it then.
Oh no, I don't think about that.
Oh, and this one's bouncing around. It's been picked up by the Raptors, and he was hit hard at about the 25-yard line. So Raptors will get the ball again. Let's hope that they can establish a bit of a drive this time.
A bit more of a directed kick that time, aiming for the corner. I noticed they did that a lot last week as well. Just aiming for the corner and seeing if they could pin the returner back to the sideline and not give him as much opportunity.
Tough start to the season for the Raptors, Phil. So new head coach in Vinny Tupy. Young roster, he's told me. So he's only got about 2 or 3 guys that have played the game before. You know, he said his main focus is trying to get the guys to enjoy the game. You know, even though they're kind of getting punished on the scoreboard, as long as they're enjoying the game and enjoying playing football, then that's what they're all there for.
Well, from all reports, their first round game was something of a blowout, but my conversations with some of the Rhinos guys said they tried all the way through and gave all credit to the Raptors for not giving up, for coming to play and giving their all.
That's what you want to see. So that run by the Raptors gets them to about 2nd and 5. Number 27, Tisun Chun, who's had some yards in the limited plays that they've had. He's been making good reads and good cuts and getting upfield.
And the O-line are starting to open the holes for him as well.
They are. And again, this one's snuffed out by Johnny Nico from the Rhinos, the star linebacker, who we saw land that very big hit. There was a really big hit last week too, Phil, in the Rhinos game. I can't remember who it was, but it was against the Rhinos and Thunder, I believe.
Yeah. Was that the one on the sideline where the guy got flipped over a little bit?
That was the one, and that was
believe
impressive.
That was number 3, Devontre Parnell.
Oh, ouch!
Did that hit? He's got the speed to deliver a hit like that.
I felt it through the stream. Short pass dropped by number 27. So that was on, but good read by the Rhinos as well. So we're looking at 4th and 5, and punt teams are out. Devontre Parnell has dropped back once again. Let's see, they've got a little bit more organisation. That was a good hit there by the Rhinos to snuff that play out.
Yeah, number 58, Job Anamoe.
Anamanoi, I was told.
Oh,
So
sorry, my bad.
I intentionally put
Apologies.
a Y on the end of it so I wouldn't get that wrong. Rhinos just
what
get
was
the
throwing me.
extra player off the field, and the punt goes down. Bit short. That's going to go out on the full at about the 45-yard line.
With the Rhinos return game, that's not the worst tactic in the world, though, is to get it out over the sideline and at least give your defense a chance to stop the play.
Probably would have wanted a little bit more depth on it. Looks like not the 45, sorry, about the 51, so they even less yards. We had a question on the live stream, Phil, and you might be able to answer this. Terry Saunders, did he used to be a Rhino?
Yes, he did. I believe.
So there you go to whoever asked that question. Terry Saunders was a Rhino. We've seen Riley Dix enter the game. Big hit by Jarvis McClam. Big run. Catch and run by number 44, and he's still going. Flag on the play. Potentially a block in the back.
Yeah, looks like in that sort of area.
Number 44, Tim Carlton, probably gets about 20 on that. Let's have a look at the replay. Bit tough, but looks like there was some contact in the back there that has caused the refs to throw the yellow cloth. Holding, sorry. So holding on number 81 from the Rhinos, Chiem James.
He'll be disappointed with that. He prides himself on his blocking downfield.
Well, it was all there and a fantastic run and catch. And so as we noted just prior to the stop, Riley Dix, the second string QB, has come in now, who is a junior stepping up into senior. So good luck to the young man.
Yeah, we'll see what he's got.
Tim Carlton takes the snap and he's downfield. He's got a blocker. He's got pace, and he gets to about the. I'm going to call that 8. I'm going to call that the 8-yard line for a run of about 20 yards. So, good run. Good read by the young QB Riley as well. I remember doing the same thing, Phil, and probably in your days, you would have played a little bit of Ironman Junior 2-game football as well.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah, a little bit. Oh, actually, my last year of juniors, we didn't have a junior team, so we just played all seniors anyway.
There you go. So things have changed for young Riley. So he's got a bit of experience under his belt in the junior arena. Looks like another run. This time it is Jarvis McClam who is going to take this one into the corner, and we've got another touchdown. 30-0 to the Rhinos here at Mitchelton. So I think this is what Coach Booker meant by establishing the run game. He's going to put his young QB in, give him some snaps, give him some game time, and get these guys moving that ball downfield in there.
Yeah, two very good runs there. That was quite good, especially the first one. I think the Raptors did very well not to concede a touchdown on the first one.
Plenty of holes being opened up there too by the Rhinos offensive line, who are really unheralded. They're not getting the accolades of the Christian Strongs and the GM James, but no one's laying a hand on Christian, are they?
It's very hard for a QB to do his job without his O-line in front of him, and they are a very impressive group of young men.
As a running back, though, if you don't make yards, you blame the O-line. That's my theory.
That's a dangerous course of action, because you start blaming your O-line and you're not going to get any holes after that either.
If you do score a touchdown, though, it's based purely on your skill and brilliance of the tailback. So
we had a tradition here many years ago of the QBs and running backs shouting chicken for the offensive line after any particularly good game. And that's how we got so many very large linemen.
That's how they became linemen in the first place, isn't it?
Some of them, yes.
So 31, so the Rhinos have taken the extra point only and not going for the 2. They're going to kick off again. Eddie Cockwer is out there. Double or nothing on where he's going to kick this one, Phil?
Oh, no, I'd say deep on this one.
I'm going to say short then.
Yep.
Let's see how we go. Quite a deep run up for his kick. Standing about 9 yards back. And I'm down about $2. That's a deep kick taken by the Raptors. Number 27, Ti Su Chun, who's been about their best attacking weapon today as well.
Yes, he has been quite impressive. Didn't unfortunately get much blocking there on that one, but he did well to get back to the 20.
Quite a solid looking running back too, in the traditional mould of short, stocky, low centre of gravity.
Yeah, a little bit. They have been going quite old, so they've been relying on the run and out of very much a pro set. 2 in the backfield, tight end and 2 receivers. Although they've made a liar of me now, and they're going with single back.
Oh, it's fumbled and picked up by the Rhinos. So fumbled snap, picked up by number 45 for the Rhinos, Kyron Tanuvasa, who we mentioned earlier, came from a rugby league background, played for the West Brisbane Panthers. Let's have a look at this replay, see where it all went wrong. Just really quick penetration there by Kyron Tanuvasa to get through the line and snap that one up. Good heads-up play.
Yeah, just lost the handle there, unfortunately, for the running back.
I'm not sure if they were trying to do a direct snap to the running back.
It was a just snap to the QB and a quick pitch.
Yep.
Off. Not a reverse pivot, just a quick pitch to try and get outside.
Rhinos have the ball on about the 12. Picked off by number 5 for the Raptors. Joshua Eagleton, he gets out to about the 15, or is it only about the 12? I did see the change drop. So let's say 12. But good play by the Raptors. That'll be a learning opportunity for young QB Riley Dix.
Yeah, slightly errant pass there.
Tapped off by 81 for the Rhinos as well, GM James. So he'll be dirty with himself that he couldn't help out his young QB, but it certainly was overthrown.
Yeah. The Raptors get a second chance here. Let's see what they can make of it.
I think Coach Vinny will be hoping to get a lot more discipline on this drive, because that's what's let them down so far. Run middle, nice hard run. Number 24 for the Raptors this time, which is Simon Psia. So this is about the first time we haven't seen Ti-Sun Chun get his hand on the ball, and still pretty impressive. Looking at about 2nd and 4.
Simon looks like more of a fullback body type, but did quite well on that one.
2 big robust backs out in the backfield there for the Raptors as well. And that's gone to the fullback, and probably looks like he might just be short of a first down.
It's very close. It depend on the spot. They'll line up in the eye, but still hand off to the fullback, and went sort of the running back giving a little push through.
So we might see the Raptors get a first down. Looks like a timeout has been called as well.
Just want to have a think about what they want to do on third and very short.
I think it's evident, mate. You just give it to those big boys and let them punch it up and hope you get a first down. Well, you don't hope. You hope those guys open it up for you.
Well, yeah, just a question of whether we see a handoff or whether we see a QB sneak. And then the next question comes: do they go for it on 4th? If that doesn't work,
always go for it. That's my theory. Risk it for the biscuit.
Well, it depends how good your punting game is. The last couple have been short. The first one was quite good. He shanked the last couple, but we're not there yet. We'll see what they do on 3rd down.
Raptors making their way back out after their timeout. Score is 31-0 to the Rhinos versus the Raptors here at Mitchelton. Weather's really turned it on for us here, Phil. It was a bit hot earlier on, but this is absolutely perfect for watching and playing football.
Yeah, they're just starting to cool down a little bit. If we can just get that sun out of the way.
First down for the Raptors, and he makes some good reads.
We
Well
do have
done.
a flag, though, in the vicinity of holding.
And, yeah, we spoke about this even before they come out for this drive. Every drive, they've been let down by their discipline. That's what's going to happen when you've got rookies.
Especially playing against an impressive defensive front like this. I believe it was just a hold on the right end there that's going to be very tempting to try and secure your man and maybe go a little bit over the line when you do so.
That holding call was on number 67 for the Raptors. So I don't think that's his first.
Yeah.
I don't think that's his first one either.
No.
Number sounds familiar. So Phil, first game that you've been to this season, I believe. How are you enjoying it?
I was here last week though.
Yep.
Did have it come down and look. Work has been very hard to get out of recently, but yeah, it's quite impressive so far. Hand off to the fullback up the middle. He's got a couple of yards.
Looks like we're going to be going for a punt on 4th down. Bit of push and shove there from the boys. Second game for me too, Phil.
Yep.
I watched the Thunder and Stingrays game, and looking at some of the results, I'm not sure where I put. It's obvious the Rhinos for me are the number one in the power rankings for Gridiron Queensland. But who are you looking at as your number 2 and number 3?
It's very hard because we all know the Stingrays will get better as the season progresses.
Oh, snap goes over the top of his head, and it's a touchback.
No, I believe that's a safety.
Safety, sorry.
Safety. Yeah, it's very hard to pick at the moment. I know the Rhinos had a big win over the Ravens, and they've been knocking at the door for a long time, but the Ravens were without their Darius, their running back. So they'll be better in the next round. Stingrays will improve. Thunder are thereabouts. So it's a very tight run thing for those.
I think you're right. I think it's out of those 4 teams there, in this year's finals, and Thunder, whilst they had a big score posted on them by the Rhinos, they did score 30-odd points themselves. So it ended up being closer than it should have. And that was the same story in the game that they played and I watched against the Stingrays. Last 5 minutes, Stingrays picked up 20-odd points.
Yeah. Yeah, there's...
No kicking tee. There we go. He's gone with the punt. And that's been... Oh, he's lost his mouth guard. Jarvis McClam has stopped, picked up his mouth guard, and made about 30 yards. So that's impressive.
Oh, that may have been some trickery.
Probably could have made himself a cup of tea and still gotten yards on that play. So we can see here, mouthguard comes out. He picks it up. Does he put it back in, though? Or has he gone to go wash it? I'm not sure. I didn't see him put it back in his mouth.
No, I think he's held it in the hand the whole way through. Brave man.
I've heard of ball security, but I've never heard of mouthguard security. So, but he didn't drop it the second time. It doesn't matter if you fumble as long as you pick it up.
And plays like that are tricky. Coverage units tend to lose their heads a bit when they see balls on the ground or something going a bit unusual. So they did well to tackle him in the end.
Run middle from the Rhinos, number 44, Tim Carlton. He's in the end zone. Good touchdown by the Rhinos. Impressive
run there. Broke a tackle.
Great.
Made it out to the outside and then gave the in and away on the goal line. Knew exactly where he was on the field.
And during the week when I spoke to Coach Booker, he did say that he was potentially looking at Mitchell Wong to play a bit of running back. But the way Mr. Carlton's going, I can't see Mitch getting on the field. In the running back capacity, I'd say he's going to play a bit of linebacker.
He has been on a couple of times at fullback.
Yep.
I believe he was blocking for Jarvis on his running TD before. So, well, it might just be getting him on the field, getting a bit used to being on offense again. He's been a long time since he's played a bit of offense, I think, and maybe give him a run later in the game as a bit of deception.
PAT is good. The score
40,
is 38 to 0. With the 2 1-pointers that they've now just gotten.
I believe it should make it actually 40-0 by my count, because the 31, then the 2 for the safety, and then 7 for that.
We may have missed the 2 with for the safety on the scoreboard, so
the scoreboard on the ground is still showing 33, so they haven't updated that one yet. And here they go. Yep, 40.
And 40 to 0 in the first quarter. So this has been a high-scoring affair here by the Rhinos.
Yeah, and all the more impressive because they've started using their backups already, which is a very good spirit of them.
Short kick. Oh, fumbled. Oh, picked up by the Rhinos. By number 88, Matt Neal. So you've mentioned that they often aren't sure what Eddie Cock was going to do, but I think he had a bit of an idea there. He was on that ball and ready for it. So
yeah, knew something was up when he quickly ran back and started kicking it. He normally takes a bit more time with his longer kicks, but obviously they saw the Raptors weren't paying attention there, and yeah, unfortunately I think that. Raptors player
number 8, it was Travis Dickinson who touched that one.
Unfortunately, may not have been aware of the rule. He could have fair caught that one, but when you're on the front line, you're not expecting those sorts of things. And like I said, young team, they may not have had time to get across all the rules with some of them.
Looks like we at the end of the first quarter, into the second quarter now. Rhinos have the ball on the Raptors 40. Looking to extend this scoreline once again. Riley Dick still in the play and putting on points as well. Let's see how he goes here. Hand off to GM James, who goes on the outside, breaks a tackle and gets taken out of bounds.
Just shy of the first
about 8 yards, I'd say.
Yeah, just shy of the first down. Obviously getting the young QB used to running the offense. They haven't asked him to do too much yet. He did have that interception. We'll see how they go about building his confidence up.
It's always good to in these games, especially kind of work on your depth and give your second string guys a bit of time. No matter where it is, it doesn't matter which position. So give your starters a bit of a rest and work on some other continuity with the rest of the team.
Also work on some new plays that you might want to try
and
later.
They've handed it off again. They're doing the same play, and this one's going to be snuffed out by number 46 for the Raptors, Tavita Fafita. Now that's a name. That's a good name to say.
Very impressive hair as well. He
yes.
Come out in the Raptors colours with the hair as well. Showing some good team spirit there, but they were more than ready for that one.
I wouldn't mind cutting off a bit of that to start working on my receding hairline, Phil. I think he's got a bit to spare there.
No, you've gone short, as most smart ball men do.
And they've gone with the same play out to the right. This time there's some space. He's broken a tackle. He's down to about the 15, and he is taken out of bounds about 12 yards from the goal line. Three times in a row they've run the same play. That was run by number 82, Thomas Hansen.
Yeah, he did the previous one as well. Obviously, that's something they want to practice. So 3 times in a row, and 2 out of the 3 were quite good. So
Riley Dix will want to get this play called nice and quick. Get the guys up onto the line, speed them up. Watching the clock, we are 40-0 here at Mitchelton. Raptors versus the Rhinos. Rhinos look to post some more points here on this drive too. And it is a fumble. Riley Dix dives on it, and it was about to be the same play.
Yes, yes. That one was going to hockey, but didn't time up the snap and the handoff quite well enough there. He probably should have held that one himself and gone with whatever the second option was on that play.
A few calming words there by Coach Booker, trying to give the guy some confidence. You know, again, 17 years old, I believe, playing against men, so he's doing a fantastic job so far.
Quite impressive so far.
Faked. Oh, Riley's hit by number 46, Tavita Fafita.
Yeah, went through too many options there.
Confused himself.
Yes, unfortunately.
Looking at about 3rd and 20 here, Phil, I believe.
Yeah.
So he might get his opportunity to throw this ball long, I think.
Yeah, maybe looking to the back corner of the end zone with one of his very tall receivers.
Lined up in the shotgun. Number 44 in the backfield to support him, Tim Carlton.
4 wide receivers, 2 each side.
GM James and Jarvis McClam out on this left-hand side, and he's looking for him, and almost caught there. That's incomplete.
Yeah, had Jarvis open, but just tried to put too much touch on the ball, and it.
Let's see how close he gets to it here. On him. I think it just bounces before he gets some fingertips on it. Good effort though.
Now we'll see where they go. I believe they will go for it on 4th. I thought they might.
Riley staying in there.
Long field goal.
Yeah. Give the kid a go.
Yep.
Take the risk. You're up by 40-0 in the second quarter. You don't have to worry about it. So Raptors haven't been able to establish any kind of a drive to get further upfield. So, yeah, you can be confident that you're going to keep them down here anyway.
Yeah.
3 wideouts out onto this left-hand side with GM James inside. And that's where he's going to hit, and he will break a tackle. He'll break another one, and he will get him for a touchdown. Wonderful. Absolutely wonderful.
Him and Jarvis McClam are insanely hard to tackle. Both got very, very, very balanced running styles.
Quick feet, and now he's dancing his way off the field here. Let's see if we can get another shot of that replay, because there's a lot to break down here. So he's taken the catch, broken the ankles of number 23 for the Raptors, and just strolled into the end zone. GM adds to his incredible tally of touchdowns this season. Hopefully, after this game, I'll be able to get some more information as to how much he's got. The PAT is successful. Rhinos 47, Raptors 0 in the second quarter here at Mitchelton.
Yeah, I was saying to someone last week about Jarvis McClam, but it applies to CJ as well. The balance they're able to run with means that when someone does get hands on, if they don't bring them down, they don't tend to even slow them down. They burst out of tackles, which is what makes it so hard.
Like hands don't stop them.
No.
Yeah, they don't. No one grabs a hold of their jersey just because they're so quick.
Yep.
You really need to put some shoulder or some helmet behind that hit if you really want to slow their momentum down. Even then, you know, they've shown that they can bounce off of those tackles pretty easily as well. So
and the sideways movement, they're not just quick in a straight line as well. They can move sideways very quickly, and good awareness of where defenders are at all times as well.
So let's see what the Rhinos can pull out with their kickoffs here. We're not seeing the quick one, so I'm going to say it's going to be deep. I'm already 2 Cokes down to Phil.
I don't think we'll hold you that one, mate. There's going to be a lot of kickoffs. Will be a whole lot of Cokes.
This one's gone long, very long. It's gone straight down the corner.
Into the end zone for
That'll be a touchback on the 20. So, Phil, if you were to give a man of the match this early in the game, who would you go with?
So far, it's very hard to go past Christian Strong. I think 6 passes, 6 lots of points, 3 touchdowns, 3 2-point conversions. Doesn't get much better than that.
For me, I think I'm going to go with GM James.
He's got
Plenty of receptions, plenty of yards.
2 TDs so far.
And
I believe.
yeah, two TDs so far. You've got Thomas Hansen scored a really good touchdown in there as well. Jarvis McClam's been good, so plenty to choose from. Raptors take the snap on about the 20. Looks like it was a screen, but it's been blocked by the Rhinos D-line, who weren't having any of it. So good play by the Rhinos. They've gotten through, gotten their hands up.
Yeah, very well read there. That was number 21, Luke Stockman, I believe. Been with the Rhinos for a number of years.
Talking to Coach Booker during the week, he said there are still there are a lot of Rhinos veterans here, but they have had a higher turnover than what they would have liked. But they've also had a couple of guys who had initially retired and have come back to join the team after kind of seeing how they were gelling. Looks like we've got a run for the Raptors of about a yard by number 27, T-Sun Chun.
Yep, good stop there by Joe Tumavavi, one of the long-time Rhinos players. Threatens to retire every year, but I will not believe him until he spends a whole year without playing football.
And that was the guy I was actually talking about, Joe Tumavavi. I was told he did retire, but he's then come back. And what a season to come back. This is an incredible side, and I want to go play for them, Phil. I'm willing to go put my $280 or whatever the fees are just to go stand on the sideline and enjoy winning. Flag on the field.
Another delayed game, I believe. Yeah, the temptation, I think, from some of those guys, they've come down to training in pre-season and seen how impressive it is, and have gone, oh, maybe I still want to be a part of this.
And that's what John noted. It's not about winning. He said for these guys who have come back, it's more about how they train and the experience they're getting. They're getting the full football experience that you really expect, and that's something John really prides himself on and wants to bring into Gridiron in Queensland. So hats off to him.
Yeah, James Collishaw was telling me in pre-season, he said, you've got to come down and have a look, Phil. It's very much like a college style of training session.
Couple of motions by the Raptors. Handoff out to the left. Brought down for about a gain of 1 yard run by T-Sun Chun. I think he was brought down by Joe Tumavave again, who's about to come off the field with number 5, Johnny Nico. So some of the starters starting to come off. And
I believe it's because they're 4th down at the moment, so they'll be anticipating a punt.
Devontre Parnell in the backfield again for the return. Not much depth on the punter for the... Oh, what have we got here? Too many on the field, potentially?
Yep, I believe the Rhinos might have had too many on the field.
That might be... is that the first flag that's been thrown on the Rhinos?
I know we've had a couple. There was that unsportsmanlike before, but yeah, nothing in the region of illegal procedures and those sorts of things. No holds, no false starts, or...
So the Raptors will get to kick this one from about 5 yards further upfield. So just as the penalty was blown, I was just about to state how the punter for the Raptors seems to be quite close to where the snap is coming from. I would personally like him to take a couple of steps back just to give him some more room, especially against this Rhinos D-line.
He's going to have to get that off very quickly. Does so.
Which he does. Devontre Parnell takes that one, gets a good block from number 44, Tim Carlton, and Devontre Parnell is downfield. I've seen a flag being thrown. I think we might see a block in the back here.
Yeah, that might have a little bit shaved off. And
another flag's been thrown as well.
Oh.
Potential unsportsmanlike conduct. Let's have a look at the replay. And I didn't really see any blocks in the back there. Did you, Phil?
No.
See if we can get another look at that one.
I thought there may have been a
maybe that one there on. Yeah. Look, maybe we're seeing something different. Block in the back's been confirmed by number 18. And another late hit by number 18. I think from different sides. So Jean-Pascal Palant from the Raptors was the culprit for the unsportsmanlike conduct late hit. And number 18 for the Rhinos, Rogero Rodriguez de Costa Filo, was responsible for the block in the back, and I managed to get that one out quite outstandingly. Thank you very much. And I quite thoroughly enjoyed it as well. So
I think actually both of those might have been on the Rhinos player.
Judging by the amount of yards that they've lost, I think you're right too. So Rogero has lost his team quite a lot of yardage on that couple of silly mistakes. So might want to get that out for the rest of the game. Rhinos take the read, run right. Tim Carlton is away and he's making some moves. He's got plenty of space. He's got plenty of blockers. He gets taken down from behind at about the 45-yard line. 42, 45, 48, somewhere in that 40s range.
It is very hard to tell with the 45-yard or 90-yard fields we run in GQ. It gets a little confusing sometimes.
I get confused easily anyway, Phil.
Yep.
90 yards, 100 yards, it's all the same to me.
As long as they're all playing the same length, it should be all right.
Still a long way to run these days.
Yep.
Bit of a stop in play.
Raptors getting a substitution, I think.
Number 72 for the Raptors. Benjamin Townrow, who I have played with in the past, makes his way out to play a bit of nose tackle. Snap taken. Run by Jarvis McClam up the middle, and he's still going. He's made the first down, and he's taken down with a run of about 20 yards on the Raptors 31.
Tackle there by number 44, Michael Hay, I believe, with an assist by number 4, Jacob Gardner.
Linebackers just seem to be having a bit of trouble with the reads. Looked like a bit of a...
It looked like a read off the left initially and then a counter back to the right.
Yeah, it was a counter. So, and I think 90% of that Raptors defensive team fell for it.
Yeah.
Mitchell Wong in the backfield at fullback. Pump fake. He's let this one go to Mitch. Mitch has taken the reception. He's gotten a first down and he's going to take the step inside. He's still moving and he is brought down at about the 9. He'll be spewing. And we've seen a flag. I think we might be looking at a late hit on number 54. Let's take a look at the replay here and see what we can come up with. Pump fake. Pass. Nice and executed. Is that a block in the back on number 81 for the Rhinos? Let's have a listen.
Yep, you called it. Block in the back front on
GM James. That's the one. I think that might be his second one he's had called back for a block in the back where they've lost some quite substantial yards. So bit of ill discipline falling into the Rhinos game here, which won't be impressing Coach Booker.
No. Other than that, very good play by Mitch Wong there.
Great play, great catch. Moved downfield.
Reddy's block as well.
Yeah. Mitch was a player that we both coached, I think, Phil. Did we coach him when he played for the Junior Sun Devils?
He was in the Sun Devils in 2011.
A safety at that time, I believe.
Yes, yes. He'd been a running back the year before and moved to safety.
Got the handoff to GM James, and he is going to take this one in, I believe, quite easily. So having quite some success with that wraparound play from the slot receiver coming in on the motion. You'd expect to start seeing the Raptors potentially as soon as they see that blitzing, but
that would unfortunately open them up to the handoff up the middle, which I think is what they're also trying to set up.
I think you got to do something about it.
Yeah. Yeah, you can't just let guys like CJ run
No.
around you.
So that touchdown was by number 81, Chiam James. As you can see here on the replay, makes a couple of moves, breaks a tackle early, and gets the points. So right now, sitting at 47-0, or is that just gone up after this touchdown?
I believe it'll go up to 54.
Here we go, 54-0. So and still in the second quarter. I know that the score last time was in the 90s, Phil, I believe. I don't know if the Raptors did put some points on in that game.
They did get a touchdown late and a 2-point conversion, I believe. So
Rhinos will be looking to have a shutout here, I believe, and the defense has done quite an impressive job so far.
Yep, they haven't. I don't think they've pitched a shutout yet this year, so they'll be looking to improve that in the second half of the season.
And it is we're probably looking at about halfway through the second quarter, and that's probably why we can smell that barbecue firing up again, Phil.
Yep, it's going to be the bane of me.
I did have a big lunch too, but it's still not helping.
You can't help myself with the sausage sizzle.
Kick off here, Eddie Kokwa, who's shown us quite an array of kicks that he has in his arsenal. And this one is going to be short, and it's going to... Oh, it's been touched by the Raptors. I believe that was before it made it 10.
Might have just made the 10.
Oh, I don't think so. But it looks like the refs are in your favour. Let's see if we can pick it up here on the replay.
I think he was going for that lie down in front of it and let it roll into his arms.
Looks like
but it just...
Eddie's come down and made the block too, which is impressive for the punter, and that is on the line, and you are correct. So he looks like it just bounced on the line there before being
good
picked
awareness
up.
by the Raptors player to just dive straight on it.
Yeah, you don't want to play around
no.
in that situation. So Raptors have the ball in good field position on about the Rhinos 40. Run middle to the fullback, number 44, I believe.
No, I think it was
24,
again,
Simon Pasia, for a gain of about 5. And that's where they've been really successful in this game, if you ask me, Phil. It's just those short, quick runs straight up the middle.
The power runs up the middle, and just occasionally the stretches and the outside runs just off the edge.
Seeing some of the smaller D linemen in the Rhinos team come out there now. Number 50.
I don't think the
Lewis
sweeps
Tonga
have been working for them because the Rhinos are just too quick off the edge.
And that'll be a flag. False start to the defense. So just made contact before he got back, I think.
Yep. Well, as soon as you make contact, the play's over. But good call there by the Raptors, seeing it was 2nd and 5 or second and just less than 5.
Give it to him. I think it's 5. I think that's the first down. A bit quiet here on the sideline, though, from the Rhinos. They're having quite a good game, and maybe it's just a sign of sportsmanship, not trying to rub the scoreline in the face of the Raptors, who are still, they haven't taken a backward step. They're still trying their best to get some yards. So a lot of ticker here in this Raptors side. Another quick handoff down the middle to number 24 again for a gain of about 3, I believe. That's Simon Pasia, the fullback.
Yeah, they've gone to him quite a few times in a row now. We'll see whether will they work a counter off the back of that, or whether they go with a QB keeper. He's got some wheels on him. Number 21, Aaron Verbakel.
The 2-minute warning has just gone as well, Phil. So this second half is starting to wind down. Let's see if the Raptors can get a touchdown before we head to the break. Lined up under center. Pasia takes the ball again for a quick 3 or 4 yards. So he's punched in his clock guard, and he's going to be doing some hard work today. Stopped by number 90 on the Rhinos, James Collishaw.
Collishaw, yes.
Collishaw.
Yeah. setting up 3rd and short. We'll see whether they go with a hard count again and see if they can get them to jump, or whether they go with something quick and try and catch the Rhinos off guard.
If I'm Simon Pasia, I want them to just give me the ball so I can get this first down.
Yep. I'm tipping off the left side on this time. I'm going off the right a little bit. They go to the running back.
And he is going to be stopped with a gain of nothing, I believe. I think he might have just gotten back to the line of scrimmage.
No, they tried to go off that edge, but the Rhinos got more than enough troops there to shut it down.
I believe the stop was made by number 93 for the Rhinos, Tory Webb, on that particular occasion. And as I was mentioning before, you're starting to see the Rhinos rotate a few of their starters off the field and giving some game time to a few of the newer guys.
Going with this offset offensive line again.
Rhino shift across. T-Soon Chun takes the ball forward and he will make a first down. Raptors finally getting some continued success with that running game. You know, and I think the difference is they've had 0 penalties.
Impressive play call there to go back to the well on 4th down and go back to the same side that got shut down just the play before.
Raptors have called a timeout, so you know they're confident in themselves that they're going to try and go for a touchdown just before half time.
Well, they've got nothing left to lose at this stage, so might as well try and get some points on the board and get some confidence.
This sun is starting to go down here at Mitchelton as well. Beautiful sunny afternoon here in Queensland, and once again a perfect opportunity to come down and watch your local Gridiron team. The score is 54-0. Brisbane Rhinos versus the Raptors.
Just coming out of the timeout now. We'll see what they've got dialed up for this first down play.
I think the Rhinos will play pretty conservatively here and keep the coverage. They have got some receivers out there, which is different to what we've seen from them in this drive so far, and they're going to try and air this out. All dropped by number 28. Flag's been thrown though. I'm not sure if I don't think that was a late hit, do you?
No.
Johnny
the ball
Nico
was still there.
Johnny Nico was the one who made the read.
When they are talking to the defense, they'll be on the offense. Yeah, holding.
There we go. Holding on the offense. 10 yards. That's going to make it a little bit more difficult for them, but we might be able to see a bit more of this Raptors passing game.
I'd like to see them actually get him on the move a little bit. The Rhinos, I think, saw that they were in a 4-wide set and definitely came and put pressure on him.
QB for the Raptors, number 21, Aaron Verbakel, having a chat to number 28, David Malcolm. So, I'd say this is where he's going to try and land this ball, but he's run it and he's going to be stopped pretty early on in that play, maybe a gain of about 2. Timeout called again by the Raptors, so they're pretty adamant that they want to get this. Let's take a look at the replay here. You can see he gives him the ball. Look, there was some space there, but it only took one player in the Rhinos to make that stop.
Just your standard draw, but the Rhinos, as I said, collapsed that space very quickly. I think they are going to have to go to the air here and try their luck. 2nd and about 20. I don't think there's that many options open to them.
Well, in the 2 minutes, you're running the ball. You're wasting a bit of time. I think I would have preferred them to just air this one out. That would have been my call. I probably would have gone with something like a flea flicker fill. Something a bit tricky. Triple reverse, flea flicker or something like that, Really show them something different.
Gambling man, obviously.
I'm still down 2 Cokes that I got to try and get off you too, so.
I think a few people would know the play I would have dialed up, but this is an interesting 4 wide to the right. And, oh.
Pass is thrown. It's up, and it is picked off by number 3, Devontre Parnell. So that puts an end to the Raptors drive, and I think you'll see the Rhinos with little time left in this second half, I believe.
Well, I think we've got a little bit more than
those timeouts certainly would have helped it. So let's see what they can do. I think who have we got out on the field in the QB position?
Looks like Jarvis, McClam and Peterson are going to be in the backfield.
I don't see Riley Dix or Christian Strong out there, so
I think it's going to be Riley. I think Christian Strong has taken the pads off last I saw. He may put them back on at halftime, but
Riley's having a chat to Coach Booker, getting a play. So with the amount of time that it's taken, maybe it's going to be a bit difficult. Timeout called.
Yep, they're going to use the timeout to make sure they have a chat about it.
So Coach Booker probably has something up his sleeve here. So stay tuned, everyone. I think this one might be impressive, or he just wants to waste a bit of time and he's going to run the ball and run the clock out. Who knows?
I don't know. I think maybe he might be getting the young man ready to run a bit more of a hurry up. And so he was just talking him through what he expects of him, what to do, how to make the play calls. And yeah, with a young QB, that's going to be a little bit more difficult to get across.
You see, if this was me coaching against you, Phil, I would have done the latter that I suggested, which was just to do something to annoy you potentially. So the Rhinos are lined up. 2 in the backfield, 3 wideouts. Slot motions across. Ooh. Flag's been thrown.
That's going to be
potential delay of game, I'd say. Oh, no.
No.
We're in a timeout, so I'm not sure what the flag's been thrown for.
False start.
False start. Oh.
Someone flinched. Fortunately, being on about the 4, that'll only cost them 2 yards.
You think the Raptors are going to send some players in the backfield here, Phil? Try and get themselves a safety and get on the board?
It might be an idea. Young QB, see what...
Number 4 looks like he's going to move. Number 83's. And they're running the ball. It's with Jarvis McClam, who is away. And he's got to block it downfield, but it's just him versus number 5, and he goes around him. This will be a 88-yard touchdown?
Yes, I believe so.
88-yard touchdown from Jarvis McClam with an impressive run. Fantastic.
Yeah, once he got that edge, it was odds on he was going to score there.
That certainly wasn't the tricky play I was expecting to see. So let's have another look at that replay there.
They did motion the man across and make it look like they were going the jet sweep again, but then that just drew more defenders off to the right-hand side and more open space for Jarvis.
2 cuts and he just strolls into the end zone for a touchdown. Raptors are going to, Rhinos are going to go for the 2 points here as well.
Just saying, it's got to be a free safety's nightmare. Open field with a player like that.
Rhinos are lined up in the shotgun, 1 in the backfield. And the pass is made and dropped by number 12 for the Rhinos, which is Hoki Taniwa. That brings up 60 points for the Rhinos. Let's have a look at the replay here, Phil. You've got just thrown a little bit too far, probably a bit low too.
Yeah. That being said, the receiver did get hands to it, I believe, and
only just. And that will wrap up the first half here at Mitchelton.
It's quite impressive to see him taking the reins there.
So a lot more cleaner kick this time, taken by Jarvis McClam, and he is putting on the afterburners, but he's going to be pulled down at about the 40. Number 26 for the Raptors has gotten up, believing that he has taken that ball cleanly. I don't believe the refs agree with him at this stage.
No, they might rule it forward progress or down by contact, but we'll see what they go with here. Signalling for Rhinos ball.
So it'll be the Rhinos ball on their own 39. Jarvis McClam with that return. He's been, at this stage for me, their most impressive player. Snap taken, fake, up the middle. Oh, picked off by the Raptors. Number 23, Jamie McFarlane, and he is still going, but it looks like he's going to be pulled down on the halfway mark. So good start to the second half for the Raptors.
Yeah, very good. Just didn't get enough on that pass, I don't think, to get it to Chaum James. He had got the step on the DB, but underthrown there. And well done to my old mate, Brendan Oswin on the tackle, right tackle, bringing down the returner.
So here's the replay of that interception taken by number 23. He's broken one tackle and then gone with about another 10 yards from where he took that pick.
So they'll have the ball now in Rhinos territory.
And the fumble's been snapped. The snap's been fumbled, sorry. And they've picked up the ball and managed to somehow gain a yard. But there has been a flag thrown.
I think we're going to have offside on the defense, maybe?
We'll wait to hear from the ref. 5-yard penalty, repeat first down is what the ref has told us. I didn't quite catch what it was for though. I believe it would have been, like you said, an offside penalty.
That wasn't the signal. I can't quite remember what that signal was for. Maybe illegal substitution or something?
Raptors will line up with the two backs like they have for most of the game so far, and they're going to run this up the middle through number 4, and a big hit made by Mitchell Wong. Forward progress looks to have stopped there. We've had a player, Johnny Nico, jump on top there to try and stop it.
I believe that was Ernest Moore, actually.
Sorry, yeah, it was Ernest Moore.
Big hit by Mitch Wong, but fullback did well to run after that hit. He absorbed it and kept moving downfield.
In the process of making that hit, Ernest Moore hit him so hard that it turned his number upside down to make a 5. That's where the confusion was. So a little bit of adjustment done there on the jersey. Raptors will come out and continue this drive. So 1st and 10 here. The whistle's been blown.
Might be pulled up for a false start or something. I'm not sure. Signal lost it down, but I don't know quite what the...
Maybe... got no idea what that one, is everyone. So I
No, I think
no one's lost any yards. No one's...
the ball might not have been the right spot. That might have been...
There we go. Just a quick adjustment. But 21, Aaron Verbakel under centre for the Raptors. And we've got another fullback run up the middle. Number 24, Simon Pasia, who was the highlight for the Raptors in that first half, and the meters he did make there.
Yep, keeps getting them in nice little chunks. Rumbling downfield. That is the strength of their game at the moment, is their middle power runs.
You can see the size of their left guard, especially number 73.
Both their guards are quite big, but
they
73 is exceptionally large.
Cameron Collins. And we've got a run out to the right here. It's been read well by Johnny Nico. Number 2, Ernest Moore, comes in for some clean-up work. So good work by the Rhinos defence to make that read. Probably could have gone with a nice cut straight up and taken Johnny Nico on there. They're big backs. But in saying that, Johnny Nico does hit quite hard.
Yeah, and he had Ernest Moore out there as well, another noted big hitter. I don't think the outside runs are going to work for them. The Rhinos have got too much speed. They do have the Raptors do have the edge in size up the middle, but once they come off that edge, the balance goes back to the Rhinos, I believe.
Looking at a pass here. It's gone out. Number 9. Oh.
Impressive athleticism from Devontre Parnell there. Jumped over the wide receiver to get his hands in.
Let's have a look at the replay here, because the pass was fine, and the receiver comes back to take it, but Devontre just gets his hands in there and causes enough pressure to turn that one into an incomplete.
Good ball. The receiver had excellent position, but Devontre just said, no, I'm going to stop you doing that no matter what you do.
It'll be 4th and 9. Raptors are going to punt this ball, and it's gone over the top of his head. And it's, Ernest Moore has had the ball thrown at him. And the hat's been thrown and it's been stood on. The white hat will now be part green with some grass stains.
That is going to be offsetting penalties on both sides. Ernest Moore penalised for dropping on the player who'd basically taken a slide there, as he's well entitled to do. And then, unfortunately...
And another flag's been thrown.
Then the punter got up and threw the ball at Ernest Moore, which earned his penalty, and now we've had another one for someone chatting.
I think that was Ernest Moore as well. So he's been taken from the field. Might have himself a bit of a rest to cool his jets, but you can see there, no reason to come over the top and make that. But he was moving it at some pace. I'm sure Coach Booker will have a little bit to say to Ernest at training during the week.
Yep. Now we'll just see how these penalties add up, and thinking the first two, whether they rule that first one a live ball foul or not is the question.
The referees will get together and have their little discussion and work this all out and try and add it all up.
It's one of the places that does get very complicated when you get multiple flags during and after a play.
Got a comment on the live stream from Robert Coleman stating that the Raptors need to go for it on the 4th down, no matter where the field position. Look, with some of the quality of the snaps that have come out of it, you might be right there, Robert. Probably needs to work on that during training during the week. Get those down a little bit. He's had some good kicks when he has gotten them there, and they had an opportunity to put him down in the deep in their zone. It looks like it's going to be a Raptors ball here.
Yes, I believe so. I think they've ruled that the latter two penalties were dead ball fouls, and so they are offsetting, one on the Rhinos, one on the Raptors. But the flop from Ernest Moore was a live ball foul, and so that's going to result in a first down, being a personal foul.
Coach Booker doing well to hide his frustration at that call at this stage. He's going to have a bit of a discussion with the referee. Timeout has been called. In the interim, Phil, we'll maybe have a bit more of a chat about what Robert was saying. What's your thoughts? Do you think they need to go for it on 4th each time?
I think with that field position, they might have been better off having a shot, although getting him into the coffin corners. But the problem they're having is they're not able to contain the Rhinos' offense, so you might as well get as many plays on your offense as you can and keep theirs off the field.
Well, we already saw, I believe it was Jarvis McClam go 88 yards to end that first half there. It doesn't matter where the Rhinos are on this field, they've got the weapons to be able to score that. So, a bit of a discussion still going on between Coach Booker and the head referee.
There are always interesting discussions, referees talking to coaches. But it looks like it's very amicable. There's no finger pointing or anything like that, and ends with a handshake.
A handshake and a laugh. So
yep.
In my time as a coach, Phil, I was quite prone to throwing water bottles. So crushing and throwing water bottles. I was quite the water bottle bully. So a lot more calm, cool, and collected there from Coach Booker than what I myself may have been. I guess it makes it a lot easier when the scoreline is sitting what it is currently sitting at.
Well, I believe that Coach Booker has successfully argued that the first foul on Ernest Moore should have also been a dead ball foul, since it happened after the player hit the ground, being a late hit. So, and that has resulted in Rhinos first down, albeit marched back a significant amount.
So Rhinos do have the ball, and the saying "you win more bees with sugar, with honey rather than salt," or whatever it is, certainly works. Tim Carlton makes a nice run. He's still battling, and he's brought down at about the 43. So we've got a flag thrown again. So some more ill discipline creeping into this game, unfortunately.
Yeah, I think both sides need to watch their discipline.
So we'll take a replay of this run. Really, really good blocking there from the Rhinos, allowing a nice running lane for Tim down that left-hand edge. Looks like we've got a face mask penalty.
Yeah, he did get tackled by the helmet. I couldn't quite see whether it didn't quite look like a face mask to me, but I'm at a fairly different view from the referee on the sideline, who was right on top of it.
So we're going to be sitting here now for a 1st and 10 on the Raptors 33. So Rhinos with good field position here. Let's see what young quarterback Riley Dix can do. They're going to fumble and retrieved by the Raptors, I believe. I thought Devontre, I believe, who's fumbled it. I thought he might have just gotten his hand to it, but it seems like number 54 is going to end up with that ball. So well done, number 54 for the Raptors. Timothy, let's just say Timothy.
Fundamentals there. Devontre didn't have the inside arm up, and so first thing you teach a running back is to get that inside arm up so it doesn't knock the ball out. And then he just failed to recover it. It bounced out of his arms before he could get onto it, and the Raptors managed to recover.
So that brings out the Rhinos defense. Raptors will get another opportunity, starting on their own 34. Under center, one in the backfield. Oh, now we drop back the shotgun. And they're going to try and air this one out. Oh, pass a bit too low for number 9 on the Raptors, Alec Thompson. Had some fire behind it though.
Yep, yeah, he got it out there. Well, you'd rather it be too low than too high against this defense. But yeah, dropped back and got a quick pass off.
Hit him in the leg. So what's the rule, Phil? You touch it, you catch it.
maybe not. But I used to, if you got hands to it, then maybe it's your fault.
So it'll be 2nd and 10. They're faked it. He's going to try and run away. He's gone back a fair way. He's gonna have to get rid of this. It's gone downfield. It looks like this is going to be picked off by Devontre Parnell, and he's been hit quite hard, but he's taken that interception. So bit of risk there from the QB. He did have to get rid of it, or else it's going to be a big loss. But unfortunately, he's thrown the interception on that one.
Good hit there by number 24, Simon Sia.
That's the fullback who's been quite impressive for them. So might be time to throw him in at linebacker as well. He's been quite destructive on the offensive side of the ball.
Yeah, I think unfortunately for Duntre, he had a little bit too long to stand under that one, and didn't have an opportunity to run straight after it.
Rhinos are going to run this ball on a counter out to the right. Number 44, Tim Carlton, gets it to the 9 before he is stopped by a gang of Raptors. Oh, and we've got another flag thrown.
I think that might be another face mask, but
there was a lot of people in there. It was really hard to tell exactly.
Very, very churning
where that came from, but impressive run by Tim. He's been quite good.
No, it's on the personal foul on the Rhinos. Another medic being needed over on the Raptors sideline. Hopefully nothing too serious.
So the Rhinos are going to be marched back by the looks of it about 15 yards. So that'd be some kind of unsportsmanlike conduct.
I didn't quite get what the foul was actually for.
Referee's flag still lying on the ground. He's going to go back and pick that up, and we'll get back underway.
Rhinos just rearranging their backfield and receiver options.
Player in motion. Reed, and well tackled by number 23. He's cut that off really well. Jamie McFarlane blitzed through on that left edge and shut that down, which is, yeah, I guess with the success that the Rhinos had with that play in that first half, Coach Vinny for the Raptors has obviously gone and come up with a plan. So if they motion that across, that outside back has just got to go.
Yeah, that one took a little bit too long to develop, and I think also the pre-snap rearranging of personnel was a little bit of a giveaway as well as to where it was going.
So for all you watching on the stream, we've got I think it was a bit of a fumble there, but it has been recovered by number 44, Tim Carlton.
I think that might have been the same play again. They just had a miscommunication with the timing, and the snap came a little bit early, and so he decided to give it straight to Tim Carlton before the jet sweep back had got through.
Number 1, Jarvis McClam, has just made his way back out onto the field as well. Coach Booker's probably looking for his superstar to make a big play here on 3rd and long, about 3rd and 25.
He's going to line up on the slot on the right-hand side. Oh, no, he's motioning back across.
And we've got a flag, delay of game. So it'll be another 5 yards back, so probably looking at about 3rd and 30 here.
Yeah, close to it. We'll see what they've got dialed up for this one, where it's going to be a deep pass or something handed off. If I was the Raptors, though, I'd be keeping a very close eye on Jarvis.
Short pass, incomplete. Dropped by number 82?
81.
81.
That was Chiam James.
Chiam James.
I don't know quite what they were doing with that. That might have been a wide receiver screen by the looks of the way the pass came out.
Rhinos seem to be kind of winding down this game. The tenacity and the hunger that they showed in that first half just doesn't seem to be there at this stage. Again, it's very hard to do so when the scoreline is what it is.
Yeah, your focus will slip a little bit, but I'm sure Coach Booker will give him a rev up when he can.
Got another reverse, and this one's going to be thrown by Chiam James, who is a QB himself, to number 12, Hokey, and he's just got an ankle tap.
I believe that was Jarvis that actually threw that ball.
It was Jarvis on the reverse.
I think you'll find he's their next in line for QB as well. I think he's their 3rd string.
And speaking to Ken during the week, the other guy who does commentary, as you guys would all know, he's does a great job. But he was saying that Jarvis has spent time at QB at collegiate level, so certainly knows how to throw that ball.
Yeah, that's an impressive pickup for the Rhinos to be able to get not 1 but 2 QBs and their backup one as impressive as he is athletically as well.
So we're going to see another pass here. Number 12 has caught that. That's Hoki Taniwa, and that'll bring up another 6 points for the Rhinos. So, yeah, whilst they were a little bit slow to get that drive started, 2 quick plays, and they've posted another 6 points. Soon to be, looks like they're going to go for the 1 with Eddie Kokwa out there.
Looking at that replay, it was a very well thrown ball, fitted into a tight window.
Again, the Raptors were in position, but just needed to kind of get that hand to the ball and get ready for it.
Just lacking that extra step.
The extra point is good. That'll bring the score to 67 to the Brisbane Rhinos. Still yet to get on the board is the Raptors.
And once again, we come to our gambling kickoff merchant, Mr. Eddie Cockwer again. Let's see what he has in the bag of tricks this time around.
How did you find the food? Did you get a chance to go down there and get anything to eat at halftime?
No. It was very tempting, but I had a lunch just before we came, and as usual, got talking to too many people.
You missed out. I enjoyed a sausage sandwich, the controversial name for the time-old sausage on bread. Mustard and tomato, no onions. So I'm ready for this. I'm ready for the second half, and I am not an onion fan.
Oh.
So
I'll have your onions then. I'll go down after the game and scoop up everything they have left.
Not a problem. So good pricing too down here at the Brisbane Rhinos field at Mitchelton. So nice little spread. There's burgers available too if you're interested. Big kick by Eddie Cockwer. It's going to be picked up by number 26 for the Raptors. He's going to try and bust his way through, but he's tackled on about the 19 by number 21 for the Rhinos, which is Luke Stockman. 27 that was, sorry. So 27, Emmanuel Kappa made that play.
Yeah, not a bad kick there from a bit shorter than he is capable of, but got it on the ground and gave his chasers time to get down and corral the runner. Didn't have much opportunity available to him once he did get his hands on the ball. Let's see what the Raptors do, whether they persist with the up the middle or whether they start to air it out as they'd shown in the last drive.
It's going to be up the middle there. Number 24 has the ball, and he's good run of about 6 yards. So that's Simon Pasia again, who, has been about him and Tune are about the guys who are getting all these yards for him. So they're working really hard.
Yeah, he has been quite impressive, and the line is working well for him, especially on those middle runs. They're still struggling to get something off the edge, but if they persist with the middle runs, they might be able to put a string of them together.
I'd like to see what Pasia could do if he got past that secondary, but and here we go, and he gets through, and he's broken a tackle. Well done by Simon Pasia. Just as I was about to ask what he could do once he got past that secondary, he just breaks that tackle and gets himself about a 20-yard run. So fantastic work, scintillating running by Simon Pasia.
Yeah, impressive burst there, and secured the ball. Made sure there was a Rhino came in and tried to strip it out, but well done to secure the ball and get as many yards as he could down the field.
Number 89, Jake Price, the Rhinos player falling off that tackle, but as you said, he was trying to strip that out, which would have been heartbreaking because Simon Pasia has certainly earned those lot of running yards. Raptors under center, run again. This time it's Tune who's gone, and he's probably going to get himself close to 10 yards. And I think he's got a first down again. So
yes.
Raptors really moving this ball downfield now.
That was a very impressive run.
Great blocking by number 57 from the Raptors, Mark Patterson, going downfield with his running back.
Rhinos might have to lift their energy here if they want to stop the Raptors and maintain their clean sheet.
Number 8, Sam Matautai out on the line, on the D line at nose for the Rhinos. Playing Mike back, sorry. And we're going to get a pass here from the Raptors, and it's been tipped off, and he's caught it. Great job by number 8 for the Raptors, Travis Dickinson. Ball tipped off there. Let's have a look at the replay. I'm not sure who got their hand to it. But he's done well to readjust and make that play. Tackled by number 89 for the Rhinos, Jake Price. So good read to still follow through with the play even after the tip ball. And this is the most promising anyway of the Raptors drive so far this evening.
They're starting to string it together. Let's see if they can continue.
We're going to see a run here from Pasia, and he's getting some drive, and he will get about 8 yards off of that one. Yep. So, again,
back to what's been working for him. Temptation is always there to double down once you've got one good pass, but they're laying the foundation now. They've got second and short, which opens up all the options for them.
Rhinos are going to put Ernest Moore back into this game and hope his aggression that he showed earlier can be a bit more controlled and that he can help make a play here out in that outside linebacker position. Simon Pasia up the middle again, driving, working still. And that's going to be a first down for the Raptors, sitting on about the 15. I think the Raptors on their sideline are starting to get pretty excited now. As we said, this is the most promising drive they've had of this game, and
yeah, momentum is definitely with them at the moment. And
Rhinos are slowing down as well.
Yeah, let's see if they can get a score here and keep it level for the second half.
Flags have been thrown now.
Looks like a false start. We got a little bit more noise from the Rhino sideline there, so maybe the word has been put out to lift their game.
So scores sitting at the first half was 60-0 to the Rhinos. This half so far only 7-0 to the Rhinos. So still in with a shot to kind of get in control of this second half for the Raptors and make a second half a different story than the first anyway. So this is where it'll start for them.
It is an old cliche when you're down for the coach to say 0-0 at half time. But if they can get on the board here, they can keep pace with the Rhinos, and that will be an impressive accomplishment for them.
Rhinos sideline starting to make some noise here. Simon Pasia with the run up the middle again. Probably only managed to get about 2 yards on that one.
Yeah, a bit more resistance on that one, and we've got a timeout.
I think the offensive coordinator for the Raptors has probably kind of noticed that his boys might be getting a little bit too amped up, and probably just wants them to reset, refocus, and start working back on this drive and going back to what made this drive work from the start of it.
And also, yeah, like I said, the Rhinos were starting to pick up again, so maybe taking a time out and trying to take the wind out of their sails a little bit and give his boys a breather. They have been doing a lot of runs up the middle and a lot of hard blocking. They don't quite have the numbers the Rhinos do, so maybe getting a bit of wind back in them, a bit of water, and have a little bit of chat, see about how they're going to approach this last 20 yards they need, or 17 or so yards they need to get over the stripe and get on the scoreboard.
And we saw Simon make a run this size as well. So if they can get those blocks for him again, he'll take it into this end zone.
Yep. They just need to execute and cut out the penalties. That's the only thing that has been really hurting them on this drive.
Timeout has ended. Teams are coming back out. Raptors line back up again.
Very tight splits on the line. I'm thinking this is going to go straight up the middle again.
Rhinos are making plenty of noise out on this sideline. They're starting to get amped up, starting to will their defense. And the ball's been thrown up. Oh, it's been caught.
Oh, what a play.
It's been tipped. And number 9 for the Raptors, Alec Thompson, has taken it in the end zone. I think I see a flag there. That might be for excessive celebrations. But, yeah, he is quite excited.
It's a very harsh penalty, I believe.
Touchdown stand, so I think I was wrong. But look, I've seen one this season where I think it was Mike Jones from the Thunder kind of tipped the ball over the goalpost and was pulled up for excessive celebration.
We've seen a couple of plays like this go the Rhinos' way in recent weeks. The tip balls into the receiver's hands. I think he was flagged for the spike afterwards.
Yep. Yeah, the Rhinos have had a couple of those. I'm pretty sure one of them was intentional. Like he actually just batted it to the guy. So
yeah, it may have been uncatchable where he was and batted it to his underneath receiver.
That one, not so much. I don't think he intended to do that.
The DB had good position, just didn't quite get his hands around the ball, and luck's a fortune.
But that's great job by the Raptors.
That's why we practice tip drills.
Yes. Great job by the Raptors to get on the board. That was a really good drive. Good running. And again, I would have suggested that the touchdown was going to come from a pass. Yep. From a run, sorry, but it ended up being a pass. So
yeah, I called the run on that play, and they dropped back and passed it and completely faked me out.
So PAT is good. The touchdown was to Alik Thompson on that occasion, the number 9 for the Raptors. So congratulations to that young guy getting the first touchdown for the Raptors today.
And they're 7 all in the second half.
7 all in the second half. So as you said, maybe it's 0-all again. Coach Brooker will go tell his team it's 0-all now.
Yeah.
Try and get that intensity back. We did see them amp up in their defense. You know, the sideline started getting a chant together. So
I think they recognise the danger there, and the Raptors will take heart from that they can be a threat. They can put a long drive together against a team like this. And yep, though, looks like it was a personal foul for excessive celebration, and we'll get a kickoff from the 15.
I think it was, yeah. If it was me, I would have done the same thing and copped the 15 yards.
Yeah, the position the Raptors are in, it's a little bit harsh, but well, rules are rules.
Decent kick. It's going to be fielded on about the 25 by Devontae Parnell. He's going to make a big cut here. He's going to go to the edge. He's going to outrun them. He's going to be swarmed here, but he's made his way through. He's going back out to the right. Number 9, Alik Thompson's trying to chase him down. Devontae Parnell's got some pace, though, and he's going to take this one all the way. Well done, Devontae Parnell.
He has run about 200 metres there to run about 40 or 50 metres. Very impressive.
Read the blocks well and made the cuts where he needed to, and showed incredible pace out on this left sideline to get around the Raptors defenders, and then just kind of made his way back over to the other side of the field to score that touchdown.
And very good discipline from the Rhinos return unit to 1, keep blocking, and 2, not give away any penalties. We see it at all levels of this sport, even up to NFL level, that any sort of play like that on a special teams, there's often penalties.
So the 1-point conversion is successful. So that'll bring up another 7 points for the Rhinos to make it 74-7. We're still in the third quarter here.
Well, we said the Rhinos might want to answer back, having had points put on them for the first time, and you can't answer back much quicker than that.
Well, yeah, they did so very quickly. Delayed a little bit by the fact that he had to kind of zigzag around the field, as we can see here on the replay. There might have been one player get a hand to him, which is quite impressive. Oh, there you go, number 10 from the Raptors. Made a valiant effort to try and bring him down. Unfortunately, the kicker, again, they're not noted for their defense. He was unable to.
He had a good go at it, but Devontae managed to get a good stiff arm on him.
So we'll see another kickoff from the Rhinos. Eddie Cockwa, the lottery, we're going to call him, because we don't know what he's actually going to do. So let's see what he's got in his bag of tricks for tonight. And we're going to see a deep kick go down to number 26. Oh, I think that's been touched.
Yep.
He's going to pick that up and try and get some yards on this and salvage something. Oh, a bit of pinball action going on. And number 26, Douglas Pinner, bouncing off of multiple defenders here.
Yeah, backed up almost, actually to his 5. Did quite well to get through a couple of tackles there and get it back to about the 16 or 17 there.
Hoki Taniwa from the Rhinos came through and put a big shoulder on him, and neither of them really took a step backwards. Both just kind of kept moving forward once the momentum pulled them that way.
I believe that's the end of the third quarter, so we're going to switch ends now. Thought for a minute we were going to have a re-kick for something, but no, they were just switching ends. Let's see what the Raptors can do to string another.
We are back for the start of the fourth quarter. Rhinos defense starting to get their chance going. Ball taken by Simon Pasia, trudging over defenders for a big run, and another big block there by number 27, the running back T-Soon Chun.
Good work there from the Raptors to open up that edge. Instead of going around the edge, they went more an off-tackle sort of route, and running back there managed to break a couple of tackles, so an impressive showing from him so far.
The big monster Simon Pasia. He's by far a long mile been the Raptors' most impressive. This time it's going to T-Soon Chun, who's going to make a good cut and bring up the first down. So he struggled his way through there, but got that extra few yards that he needed. So that's another good run just off the tackle again, I think, from the Raptors.
Yeah, good change of pace there. He's a bit more of a choppy back and managed to slip a couple of shoulder charges and arm tackles, which the Rhinos will not be impressed with.
Wyatt Kramer doing some really good blocking for the on that run there. We've got a flag.
Substitution infraction, I believe.
So loss of 5 yards there for the Raptors for that. The score is 74 to the Rhinos, 7 to the Raptors here in the fourth quarter. I wonder if the Rhinos will try and beat their previous score.
It was an impressive first round outing for them. They seem to have slowed their momentum a little bit here, and the Raptors will be trying to hold this ball for as long as they can, because the longer that Rhinos offense is off the field, the less points they'll allow.
They've got Mitch Wong out on that right edge for the Rhinos, probably to try and jam up. Oh, looks like we're going to see that'll be a penalty. I think it'll be an offside. I can't see a flag thrown though. I've seen it out on the far side. So good job by the Raptors there to get those 5 yards back that they lost on the previous play.
That's the second or third time they've gone with a hard count, and they've come up big on at least 2 of those occasions.
So number 68 and 21 for the Rhinos have taken the bait on that one and cost their team another 5 yards. Number 21, Luke Stockman, and I believe it was number 58, Job Anamam.
Just Job.
Amanamoy, I've got it. That's a name you certainly can't say unless the mouth has got some water in it. Oh, we've got a completion here too by the Raptors. Number 26 has
28.
taken 28. David Malcolm has taken that pass.
Big tight end there.
He's been open on a couple of occasions on those slants. Unfortunately, hasn't been able to reel them all in. But on that occasion, I don't think he had a choice. It was thrown straight into the breadbasket.
Yeah, just a nice little seam route. It looked like there was 3 Rhinos right around it, but he threaded the needle and got it in. Very impressive.
Raptors currently 2-1. If I'm a betting man, which I am, Phil, I think Simon Passier is going to take this one straight up the middle.
Yep.
And there he goes. And that first down is, ooh.
I believe he got it and then got driven back.
Yeah.
Oh, we got an offside on defense anyway.
So that'll be another 5 yards for the Raptors, and that'll bring up a first down.
Yeah, the Rhinos were anticipating that middle run and were a little bit over-enthusiastic with their alignment there.
Some clever play calling there by the Raptors. A little bit of deception to try and get the Rhinos a bit hungry to come and bite down on that middle run, which they've used so efficiently in this game so far. Bit of delay with the boys running the chains, who do a fantastic job volunteering at every club around the country. It's an integral part of the game that goes unrewarded often.
It is underappreciated. We sometimes get a bit frustrated with them not doing the right things or delaying, but they're usually young guys from the Colts or juniors and getting a knowledge of the game while volunteering and helping the club out.
I eventually got banned from doing it because I would spend too much time watching the game as opposed to actually moving the chain. So I'd be standing there, and next thing you know, I've got sideline officials yelling at me to move. So
yeah, so you'd be on the marker, not on the down counter then?
Yep.
I used to love being on the down counter.
A bit of a pitch there to Simon Passier. I'm not sure what that play actually was, but looks like they've gotten just back to the line of scrimmage.
I think they've realised the runners they go, but they're just trying a few more little wrinkles. So I think the Rhinos might be blocking up that middle a bit more effectively.
Well, yeah, they're certainly getting through. You just see there on that play, you've got Ernest Moore coming through with that trademark aggression on that hit to clean it all up.
Third and about 8. Let's see what they bring out with now. I'd say they'd have to go to a pass here. Unless they're in... They probably are in 4-down territory. They're close enough.
2 backs. Got the pass there to give him a bit more protection. Mitch Wong's going to wrap this one up. No, he's gotten the pass away, but it's going to fall short of the intended receiver, number 11, Jack Bine.
Oh, we have multiple flags coming in late.
Are we looking at a potential roughing the passer play here?
I believe so.
Number 21 for the Raptors, Aaron Verbakel, is gone to the sideline, clutching at his arm. Let's hope he's okay. Let's see if we can get a replay of that. Medic's been called over. Yeah, that's going to be a roughing the passer flag on Johnny Nico.
I believe that was Sam Matahuma.
Number 8. Yes, you're right. Sorry, mate. That is
Matautia, sorry.
Sam Matautia. Look, they are harsh penalties because I don't think he had a great opportunity to pull up. He was moving quite fast and trying to shut that play down. But, yeah, we've got to look after the quarterbacks.
Yep, they are not a protected species, but there's not as many as we would like on most teams.
You can say a protected species, Phil. We're all thinking it. Everyone listening's seeking it, even the QBs. But yeah, I really do hope he's okay. He looks like he might be heading back in.
Yeah. As a former defensive player, you like to see them go down, but you do like to see them get back up afterwards. think they've
Sorry,
got
it looks like 21 is
out of the game.
out of the game. Number 5, Joshua Eagleton, is stepping up into the QB position at this stage while number 21 gets some medical treatment. And it's a run straight up the middle. Number
Maybe
24,
a yard, I think.
Simon Pasia.
Just a yard on that play. But they have gotten inside the 20 here. Let's see if they can finish off once again.
Rhinos are trying to hold this one strong. Big Sam Matautai, who had the roughing the passer play, he's been doing a decent job clogging up the middle on this drive. Most of their runs have come on that outside edge there. So
yeah, Sam is playing a nose or a middle tackle. He does normally play off the end, so they've still got their...
It's going to be a pass here, and it's complete. It's a touchdown. The Raptors have scored their second. Number 11, Jack Bine. I believe he scored their first touchdown as well. No, that was
number 9.
Number 9, Alec Thompson. So we see number 11, Jack Bine, get on the scoreboard for the first time this game as well. So
and good throw too from the backup QB, only just come into the game with a rusher in his face and managed to get it off to his open receiver.
And it looks like the Raptors are going to go for the 1 point on this occasion. Try and bring this one up to make the score 74-14, and it's been a fumble and recovered by the Rhinos. So that'll be no good.
Snap just off target there. It is one of the hardest things to do. And number 10 is down hurt.
That's number 10 for the Raptors, Benjamin Langton. I can't see any flags on it though. He seems to be in.
No, it all looked. The ball got well away from where the holder and kicker were, so no flags for roughing or running into kickers and holders.
Medic seems to be showing some concern here.
Yep. May have just got caught up in the scramble to get the ball.
In the interim, we can talk about the fact that I believe it is now Rhinos 14, Raptors 13 in the second half. 74-7 for the game. So much improved performance.
13, I believe.
74-13, sorry.
Yet. That's right.
Much improved performance from the Raptors, so that's certainly what they would have wanted coming out of that second half break.
Yep. They said young team and they're learning and they're getting better every game. If they can keep their players on the field. They said they came in with a couple of injuries. I think they might have picked up another couple tonight, but if they can keep their numbers up throughout the season, it'll do them good for the second half of the season and into next.
Definitely a character building experience. As we can see now out on the field, Benjamin Langton has made his way to his feet.
It looks like a lower leg injury of some kind. He's hobbling. Getting some assistance off the field.
And getting a bit of a clap from the people in the background. So we're going to see a kickoff from the Raptors after they've scored that touchdown. And the way things have been going, every time I think the Raptors have kicked off, except for the start of the game, the Rhinos have been able to return it. So we've got number 81, GM James, lining up to return this ball with Tim Carlton. Both have shown that they've got some wheels and are able to run pretty far.
I think Tim's going to be in the second line. It's going to be
Devontre. Devontra's gone down to the back, so we know what he can do.
It just goes to show how many options they've got. Jarvis not returning kickoffs today, I don't believe, and you've got an up back who is their starting running back as well. So they've not a whole lot of places to kick it where you're not going to get a good return.
Talking to Ken during the week about this game and some of the players that they have involved, yeah, there's a lot of guys here at the Rhinos that are second string that would be first string at basically every other club in the league. Picked up by GM James. He's broken a couple of tackles. He's asked us for some assistance from Devontre for some blocking. He's still going. He's palmed away. He almost got brought down, but this is going to be a touchdown. How did that happen? Just pushing and shoving his way through.
Balance and patience.
He didn't even get into top gear. Fantastic effort.
And stayed behind his blockers, picked his holes.
And we did mention that they've been really successful every time that the Raptors have kicked. So the Raptors will have to go away to training this week and work on those returns. So we'll see Chiam here break that tackle, almost get brought down from behind there, but picked up a block by number 88, Matt Neal, to really seal that touchdown.
It looks like they might be going for 2 on this one.
Very successful start to the game with their 2-point conversions, I believe, 3 in a row, so not a bad option. Number 14, Riley Dix, back out into the QB position. You'd have to be happy with that for your first senior outing. I believe it's his first senior outing, especially in the QB position. It's certainly the hardest one to jump in and fulfill from a young age, but
yeah, especially being so young. And I was talking to Sam, the junior in Colts coaches.
It's been picked off. Sorry, Phil, to cut you off, but it's been picked off by number 23, Jamie McFarlane, and that's going to be unsuccessful from the Rhinos. So it'll be a kickoff by them from Eddie Cockwa, the lottery. Sorry, Phil, before I cut you off, you were saying...
No, that the young fella they've got at QB at the moment is the backup for the seniors, but he's also the backup at the Colts. He's not the starting quarterback at the Colts. So they're not... A lot of people have been saying, oh, why would you risk your starting Colts QB? He's actually their second string at Colts, so it shows the depth they've got at QB this year.
Exactly right, and John said, look, he's not going to tell the Colts coach what to do. He really likes the style of play that Riley Dix brings, but the Colts coach has got his own team, and he's making a different decision. So, and the part of the game that I called to the Colts today, the Rhinos, I think it was a 39-0 to scoreline, so it's not like they're lacking there either.
No. Against, I think it was the Spartans. The Spartans are not a poor team by any stretch of the imagination.
Not at all. They had smaller numbers today, but still some big athletes. We've just heard the 2-minute warning from the head referee. So this game is about to slowly wind to a close. So let's see if the Raptors can get back on the board to try and tighten this second half up. It's already a much improved effort from their first half performance.
Yes, very much so.
And here is the lottery, Eddie Cockwa, with a bit of a squib kick out to the left. And there's players. Oh, it's been picked up by the Raptors, number 44, Michael Hay, I believe.
Yep, just practicing their variety of kickoff options.
That's why he's called the lottery now.
Absolutely. But so well done by the Raptors players to defuse that one. He had managed to find a little bit of space in behind.
So the Raptors will take this ball on their own 39-yard line, and it'll be first down. 2-minute warning has gone. We may see the running game come back at again. Simon Pasia has been extraordinary for the Raptors. Really pushed the whole game, hasn't taken a break. This time it's going to be Tune who's taken this run, and he's spun away from it. He's gotten just short of the first down, or did he make his way there?
One of the linemen has lost his helmet there. I thought the Rhinos had blown up that play when he first cut off to the left, but he managed to spin and break a tackle and got some blockers in front of him and got close to the first down.
Number 70, Sam Bernardin. Daniel Bernardin, sorry, is going to have to make his way from the field because his helmet has come off. Not to worry though, it was his blocking downfield that T Soon Chun was following, so good job to that offensive lineman.
Let's see what they come out with here. Looks like they're going more of a spread look now.
Lining up in the shotgun. Simon Basia standing next to him to block. And, oh, that's been knocked down by number 90 for the Rhinos, who's gotten a hand to it. James Collishaw.
Maybe looking to conserve a little bit more time here, the Raptors. Or get their passing game working to back the Rhinos off those middle runs a little bit more. No.
Throw Joshua Eagleton back on there.
No, we have run out of time.
And that is the end of the stream. The Rhinos come away victors 80 to the Raptors 13. Thank you everyone for joining in. And